Alrighty. The last test in here will be on the last day of class, which will be Chapter 6, Solving Systems of Equations, because we're going to start on that next week. So we'll have plenty of time to finish, and we may even finish early. Of course, the last day is Tuesday, April 16th. If you noticed, I write down Tuesday, April 16th a very good bit. Kind of like your test, you see it over and over and over. Okay? Also, toward the end of the semester, anybody that's had me before know that I do something special for the class toward the end of the semester. Watch for it. And I have to tell you this because I'll get some student that'll see what I did, and instead of taking advantage of it, they'll write me an email that say I'm confused. Okay? If you see something on MyLab Plus, and you see something, I don't know, it's kind of like if I give you back your test and I gave you an extra 20 points by accident, are you going to raise your hand and say, Hubert, you gave me an extra 20 points and I really deserve a C instead of an A? Are you going to do that? No. Well, if I do something on MyLab Plus and you notice it and you say, oh, yeah, I could take advantage of that, you don't call me up and say, I believe you made a mistake on this, this, and this. Take advantage of it. We got some real dumb people in the United States, let me tell you. And I just said the United States because I don't want anybody to think I'm talking about anybody in here.
No, they're here.
Oh, they're here. I mean, seriously. Final exam will open on the last day of the class, just like the last test. It will stay open until May the 3rd. There will not be any exemptions. There will not be any extensions. There will not be any kind of after May the 3rd, because I have to turn in grades 24 hours before the grades are due. Our department head, and I don't blame her, we have some, well, just like you have some deadheads in each class, well, when you go to work, you're going to have some deadheads at your work. And they're going to ruin it for everybody else because they're not going to follow directions. Same way here. We have some adjuncts and some, I don't know about full-time people, but we have adjuncts that don't want to turn in grades when they're supposed to. And then they take off to BFE on vacation during the break, and the department head can't find their grades. So she wants them turned in 24 hours before the registrar does. That way she has 24 hours to chase whoever don't follow directions and find out where the grades are. So I have to turn in grades 24 hours before the registrar wants them. So that means that after May the 3rd, I'm going to be calculating grades, or I'm going to be getting them off of MyLab Plus. So don't even ask for any exemption. I don't care if your 6 grandmothers died and all this. I'm not going to extend it. Midnight, May the 3rd, is when your exam and your last test will shut off. Final exam will consist of all material I have covered. So those sections that I skipped, you're not responsible for. Simple as that. 2 attempts takes the highest grade, which has been the case all semester. I'm not going to change horses in midstream. 25 to 33 questions. I'll pick either or. 2 hours to take the exam. Homework will terminate at midnight on the last day of class, April 26th. After that date, after that time, that morning, that next morning when you're worried about exams, I'm going to be putting in zeros for incomplete work assignments, homework assignments. The reason I'm going to do that is because if you haven't done a homework assignment, you don't get the credit for it. Just like any other class. If you don't do an assignment, you get a 0. And that last test, what was it, Chapter 4? Chapter 4. We got a lot of zeros on there. I don't know what y'all were thinking. So, but don't worry about it. Just chill. You'll be all right. Gradebook will have your grade calculated after you have completed all tests and homework. But you got to wait until I put in all the zeros. Now, what if you've done everything you're supposed to? Then you don't have to worry about the zeros. I'm talking to those students that slacked. Okay, that I'm not going to do chapter 3, or I'm not going to do chapter 4 homework. Okay, those are the ones that need to wait until I put the zeros in, and then your grade, your homework grade will be accurate. And then after May the 3rd, give it a few hours for me to do it in the office. It will be good probably by lunchtime on May the 4th. Your grade will be accurate on Gradebook. Now, how do you check that? Well, if you've missed a homework assignment, you check your homework gradebook, go to Gradebook, hit homework, and see if there's zeros in there for homework. If there's zeros in there for those that you missed, then you know that's an accurate grade on the homework. Same thing with the test. If you missed a test, and you say like the chapter 4 test, and you missed it, and you check out after May the 3rd, and if there's a zero in there for that test, then you know that I'm done, and your grade, hit overall grade, you know that grade is accurate. Okay? Question. So make sure you have everything done before the 26th as far as homework, and make sure you check your grade book and make sure there's no missing tests. Because I've got it now to where, hold on a minute. If you go into your, where is it? Well, I'm going to do this because when you go into your assignments and your test, it should show you all the tests. Okay, I'm not going to go into Gradebook because it'll show somebody's grade. But it'll show all the tests that you should have right there. And there's all of them. Chapter 1 tests, Chapter 3 tests, which I think Unit 1 was Chapter 2. That's Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, Unit 4, or Unit 3 twice because I split that up. And then Unit 4 right there. And then final exam. Okay? So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You should have 6 tests graded by the end of the semester, or by the 3rd. They're about 16 points apiece to make the 100 points up, and then of course take 80% of that, and that is 80% of your grade. Question. Homework the same way. Click on your homework, and you should have pretty much all the homeworks. By the time we get through, you'll have 6-1, 6-5, and 6-8. You'll have that done. Right now, we just finished 5-6. Okay? Now, I skipped 5.4. When you go to your grade book, 5.4 should be grayed out. It shouldn't even be there. All right, who has questions about the end of the semester? Nobody has questions. Okay. All right, so let's look at the test. This is the Unit 3, second part. The first part was Chapter 4. This is Chapter 5. All right, take a look at that one. Oh, it's frozen? Oh, I thought I had that up there the whole time. Nobody said it.
Yeah, you were talking. We figured out what you were saying.
Okay, well, that's fine. It says solve the equation for the indicated variable. Use logarithms with the appropriate base. Miss Driver, you can't see the screen?
No, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna kick you out and then I'll bring you back in, okay? Can everybody else see the screen? Or some of y'all see the
Yeah.
screen?
I see it.
Okay. Just making sure. All right, Miss Driver, see if it loads this time. You see anything yet?
No, it's not working for me.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna turn it off and turn it back on. All right, I'm turning it back on, and it should load up. Give it a second or two. You should see a white screen with writing on it. You see anything yet, Miss Driver?
No, it's not working for me.
I'm trying to figure out why it's not doing it. Anybody got any suggestions? She's already come back and went. She's already went out and come back in. You might have
You
to
can try
reboot your
restarting
computer.
Skype.
What?
You can try restarting Skype, like log out and log back in.
Yeah, try that, Miss Driver, and I'll try to pull you up. Text me when you get logged back on, and I'll invite you back in. You want to try that?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, and I'll wait for your text, and then I'll bring you back in.
All right.
I done forgot what we were doing. Okay, now I'm on. Okay, transparency, and preview text. There we go. All right, they tell you what to do in the directions. Take the what? Take the log of both sides. So the C is equal to Q times 1 plus P over M to the Tm power. And I want you to solve for T, so that's an exponent. So log of C is equal to log of Q. Now, I want to take Q and divide first, because that'll make it easier. So C divided by Q is equal to 1 plus P over M to the NT to the Tm power. We'll now take the log of both sides. What can you do with the Tm? Bring it out what? Bring it out to the front, and you get log C over Q is equal to Tm times log of 1 plus P over M and now you just need to divide by M log of 1 plus P over M. So I'm just going to take the highlighter and I'm going to highlight this right here. And that's what you're going to divide by. So divide by M log of 1 plus P over M. Divide by M log 1 plus P over M. And these two cancel. And you're left with that. So it looks like it's either A or D. And I think it's D. Y'all check to see if that's right.
D is correct.
Okay. Everybody feel good about that one? Hey, we got it right. We feel good about ourselves. All right, work on that one. I'll check to see if Mr. Driver's coming in yet. Nope. Okay, she wants me to try it again. Okay, Miss Driver, give it a second or two and see if it comes in. Anything coming in yet?
Not yet, but it should be working. I mean, I changed something in my settings.
Okay. I don't know what it could be. It's holding it up. I'm going to cut the presenter off and I'm going to try to hit it again. So,
Okay.
here we go. Turning it off. Now I'm turning it back on. Okay, some of y'all tell me when y'all see it.
I can see it now.
Okay. How about everybody else? Or just one or two of y'all? Make sure everybody can.
I can see it.
Okay, good. Got it fixed. All right, now, can't take the log of both sides. Why? Because you already got a log. So, when all else fails, go to the definition of what? Logarithm. Log base 8 of the fourth root of 8 over 2 is equal to x. Y is equal to log base b of what? X. And what does the definition of a logarithm yield to? A to the y is equal to what? X. So A, or B to the what, sorry, this is A. Sometimes I put B, sometimes I put A. Okay? A is 8. The Y is what? X is equal to the 4th root of 8 over what? 2. So now just finish it. Well, how do you finish it? You got an exponent as you've got a variable as a what? So in order to get that exponent down, you're going to have to make the base the same on both sides. So get to it. If you can't do it, just consider yourself a failure. You should quit school. Watched another set of horror movies yesterday, and I've come to the conclusion that all horror movies start off with no cell phone service, no cops, and no guns in the house. All of them. This one was weird. I watched a movie called The Boy last night. Have you seen it? Yeah. That was weird. It was a good movie. It was weird. This old couple lost their son 20 years ago, and they were carrying this doll around the house. One of them porcelain face dolls, creepy looking dolls. I tell y'all about my ex-wife having one of those dolls in my house. Did I tell you about the cat picking at the guitar? Oh my Lord. Well, anyway, I live out in the middle of the pasture, all right? And when I don't have one of them little lights that come on, whenever. So when it's dark, it's dark. And about 3 o'clock in the morning, to 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, I get up to go get something out of the kitchen. In our kitchen, when you face the refrigerator, there's a breakfast room over to the right with the table, and so I turn on the little light and the light over the sink over the sink in the kitchen, and I'm doing my thing. And you know how you see something on your peripheral vision? Well, earlier that day, my ex-wife had went to her mother's house and they found some stuff in the attic, and she brought home that doll. And that doll is about this tall, and it looks like that. Except it was a girl doll, and it looked like that doll on the boy, and about that tall. And she had set that thing at the kitchen table, at the breakfast room table, looking this way at the refrigerator. So I'm sitting there, don't know this thing even exists. So I'm sitting there, and I open and I start and I close, and I put my cup down, and I start to turn around, and I see something, and I thought, okay, it's a tape. And then I turn around, and I swear that thing scared the crap out of me. Because that light was shining on that porcelain face. Oh. But that's not as scared as I've been when the cat did his thing. And I had a guitar in the this was after my divorce, so I was letting the kids were with their mother. So I'm sitting at the house, going to sleep, and it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I hear bring, 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 bring. At 3 o'clock in the morning in a dark house, you get scared. I went in there, and that dang cat was ding, 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 ding. And why do I watch horror movies? I don't know. Ding, 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 ding. I can't now handle a cat any day. I'll take 3 cats over any dog. Dogs are stupid, nasty, stink.
It's your core.
What is that buzzing sound, Miss Driver?
Oh, well, Ashley's Skype hung up. Every time I unmute it, it buzzes. But
You do what now? Every time it comes up, it buzzes?
every time I unmute it, it buzzes. But I was telling you, Ashley's Skype hung up.
Ashley did what?
Ashley's Skype hung up.
Oh, Lord. Is today a bad day for Skype or something?
Yeah, some radio stations are out because of the winds.
Ah,
The Russians, we need to cancel class.
or is it the Russians? Did the Russians invade? All right, so we need to add Miss Fuller now. Okay, it says she's in here, but I'll get rid of her and then bring her back in. The Russians are hacking into the Skype. Okay, I hope she sees it now. Miss Fuller, you there? Well, hopefully she'll say something in a minute.
Yeah, I can see.
I guess she said it was there. All right, so I'm going to change 8 to 2 to the what? Third power to the x equals, I'm going to change that 8 in the radical to 2 to the third and bring out that fourth exponent over index. So that's going to be 2 to the 3/4 over 2 to the 4/4. Right? Because what's 4 over 4? 1. Everybody with me? So that's going to be 2 to the 3x is equal to 2. What's 3/4 minus 4/4? To the negative what? 1/4. So now that my bases are the same, what can I do with the exponents? Make them equal to each other. Therefore, 3x is equal to negative 1/4 divide by 3 over 1, divide by 3 over 1, multiply by 1/3, and x is equal to what? Negative 1/12. We got it right. We feel good about ourselves. Anybody got a question on this one? Okay. Next one. Oh yeah, the prison problem. Use the appropriate amortization formula to find a monthly payment on a loan with the given conditions. The total interest will be paid during the term of the loan. $9,000 over 5 years with an interest rate of 6.6%. Now, for those of you who can't remember the formula, A is equal to P times 1 plus R over N raised to the what? NT power. I'll let y'all work on it. Darn, this one's easy. They're not asking you to solve the T. I should take this one off. Was that movie The Boy in theaters? It was. I don't see any of these movies at theaters. When I go to the movies, I don't see any. I remember seeing The House at Willis Street. I remember seeing that. I watched a movie called Covenant. That was a good movie. I watched 3 or 4 movies yesterday. Well, this morning, last night.
Amortization one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of interest. I suck.
This is payback.
Yep. Yeah, this is payback. This is the one that, oh, this is payment. Is equal to, you have to help me now, P times R over N over 1 minus 1 over 1 plus R over N raised to the NT power. See if that's right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can remember it, sometimes it just goes for me. So our payment is what we're looking for. T is 9,000 times R is 0.066 divided by 12 over 1 minus 1 over 1 plus 0.066 divided by 12 raised to the N 12 times 5 power. Now that's all you need to write because the rest of it can be done on a calculator. So you pull up your handy dandy calculator. And I'm going to use the store feature. Oh shoot. Parametric equations. And I'm going to do the top first. So 0.066 divided by 12 times 9,000. And I'm going to store that in alpha n for numerator. Clear? Now I'm going to do the bottom. 0.06 divided by 12 equals plus 1 equals raised to the 60th power equals
0.066.
What did I do? Oh, thank you. 0.066, I must not hit, okay, divided by 12, thank you, plus 1, raised to the 60th power. All right, that's this part right here. Now you got to take 1 divided by that. Well, you do 1 divided by second, that subtraction, that negative symbol right there, so where it says answer, it takes your last answer and hit enter. And now that's this. And now you do 1 minus second answer, and that's the denominator. Stove, alpha, D. And now you take alpha N, divide by alpha D. So you got $177 payment. So pull that over here, and we're going to type in 177, what was it, 176 what? 176.52. Now we got to find out how much interest. So we take that 177 or 176.52 and multiply by how much? 60 months. That's how many payments you made. And subtract 9,000. And that is your interest. 1591.03. And we feel good about ourselves. So we don't spend $10,000 on a $1,000 car. Got new rims, new tires, new audio equipment, new video equipment, and engines blowing blue smoke. These people. Alright. Find the inverse. Now this one's easy. F of x is equal to 3x to the third power minus 1. Algebraically, find the inverse. Okay, for those of you that's forgotten, this was around the first of the chapter. F of x is equal to 3x cubed minus 1. Change it to y is equal to 3x cubed minus 1. Now what? Swap the x and the y and solve for what? Y. So add 1. X plus 1 is equal to 3y cubed. Divide by 3. X plus 1 over 3 is equal to y to the third. And now what? Take the cube root of both sides. And y is equal to the cube root of x plus 1 over so that means you got to type in the cube root, which would be this one. You put a cube there, and then in here you're going to have to put a fraction. And that's going to be x plus 1 over 3. All right, try that one. The amount of carbon present in an animal bone after 2 years is given by blah, blah, blah. A sample of fossil has 13%. And the problem we did, it was half, 0.5%. So this is 13%. Estimate the age. So that means you got to find T. Remember, the a sub t and the a sub o cancels, so you got to take the log of both sides. So A of t is equal to a sub o e to the negative 0.00012 t. And once you put the 13%, this becomes a sub o, basically, and the a sub o's cancel. So 0.13 is equal to e to the negative 0.00012 t. Natural log of 0.13 is equal to the natural log of e to the negative 0.00012 t. And what happens when you take the natural log of e? You left with the exponent. The exponent becomes the constant or whatever, because this is basically 1 or whatever. It just makes this come down because this comes down. This is actually 1, and 1 times this is that. So natural log of 0.13 is equal to negative 0.00012 t. So to get t by itself, if somebody take the natural log of t, the natural log of 0.13 and divide it by 0.00012.
17,000, 2 years.
17,002. Round to the nearest year. So that'd be 17,000.
Yeah. I'd rather it was 0.8, so
Okay, it was 17,002.
that's what my thought was. Who knows what's the answer?
We got it right. Good. All right, rewrite that one. This is just rewrite. You're not supposed to solve it, just rewrite it. And you don't even have to rewrite the log. All you got to do is put in what's in parentheses. X to the third over y to the what? 20th, what? Yeah. That's a common mistake. That's why they do it. X to the third over y to the 20th. Another one. You don't have to write it this time. Just pick it out. Be careful. I'll do this one on the board. Or somebody will screw it up. Now there's several different ways you can write this answer, and I will take several different ways. Because I doubt I don't know if I'm going to get the same answer. I'm not going to get what they have. I might get something else, but it'll be the same answer. Because I think they're going to factor out an exponent. Negative 2/3 log base 5 of 3m squared. Now I'm putting that in parentheses for a reason. Anybody want to tell me why I'm putting that in parentheses?
Because you're going to take the power back.
I'm going to take the power back, and that power not only goes with the m squared, but it also goes with the what? It also goes with the 3 and the what? The 9. And that's why you need to put in parentheses so you can remember to do that, because the most common mistake is not distributing with the 3 and the 9 using the power rule of exponents. So that means that I'm going to move this up, so that'd be log base 5 of 3m squared raised to the negative 2/3 power plus log base 5 of 9m squared raised to the 1/2 power. Now it's plus, so I can rewrite it as log base 5 of 3m squared raised to the negative 2/3 power times 9m squared raised to the 1/2 power. Now you can actually rewrite 9 as what? 3 squared. You might want to think about doing that, because if you notice, there's only 1 3 in the answer. So that means they canceled out something. Or did something. And how do they know against that? Because that negative 2/3 is going to come down. So you can go ahead and do that if you want to. Log base 5 of 9m squared to the 1/2 over 3m squared to the what? 2/3. bring it down, it goes positive. Now, if we can get those bases to be the same, well, it's not going to happen. Yeah, it will, if you distribute it. So let's try that. I'm going to change that 9, and I'll do it in red. I'll change this 9 to 3 to the second power. I want y'all to distribute that 1/2 and see if you can get something to cancel out or see what you can come up with. The Crooked Man. I watched The Crooked Man. That one. You ever seen that one? That one's weird. It looks like Slender Man. And he's crooked. And he's scary. That's one scary movie where that guy, that news crew, that news anchor and producer and the video guy, keep seeing this Slender Man and the video camera. That's scary. The Crooked Man looks like Slender Man. Any of y'all have any idea what I'm talking about? I'm not making it up in other words. All right. So log base 5. Here we go. What's 1/2 times 2? 3 to the 1. And then 1/2 times 2 is 1. 2/3 times 1 is 2/3. And 2/3 times 2 is 4/3. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to rewrite it over here. I'm going to say log base 5, 3 to the first, m to the first, over 3 to the 2/3, and m to the 4/3. Now what can we do now that we've got same bases? Quotient rule, Hubert. That's right, class. Log base 5 of 3 to the 1 minus 2/3 times m 1 minus what? 4/3, Hubert. Log base 5 is class open. I don't know what kind of class is open. Okay. 3/3 minus 2/3. 3/3 minus 4/3. Log base 5. And what's 3/3 minus 2/3? And what's 3/3 minus 4/3? And that negative 1/3 can go what? And the 1/3 power is the same thing as the cube root. Log base 5, the cube root of what? 3 over. That should be your answer. Now, I did it very what? Methodical. I did it very step by step. The reason I did that was because some of you may have to do that. Now, which one is it? A?
Yeah.
Look at there. Okay, if you miss this one, don't what? Don't tell anybody. This is a calculator problem. But it tells you in the directions what you have to do first. What's the change base formula say we do? Log of 7 over the what? Can somebody tell me what that is? Give me 5 decimal places.
5, 7, 7, 8, 9.
So that's going to be 0.5779. Yeah, but the 9 bumps this up. 0.5. I'm going to put the wrong answer in on purpose. Okay, I didn't put the answer. I wanted to put the answer. Okay, the reason I wanted to put the answer, sometimes they give you a tolerance of like 10,000, 100,000. So you could have 0.5779, 0.5778, 0.577.
Oh, they went 4 places.
Yeah. So sometimes they give you a tolerance. I don't know. So 5779. That's the answer.
I've never seen a tolerance out of it.
You haven't? Okay, well, I must be thinking about another class and maybe it's statistics. Okay? That one's right. Next. Graph the inverse of the one-to-one function. It's one of these. You might have to pull it up. You might have to look at them like that because they're so small. Oops, sorry. Does that look symmetrical? No. So you know it's not that one. Is that symmetrical? It's symmetrical, but what's wrong?
Oh, yeah.
It don't have the same origin. So what do you think it is? I think it's A. Oh, we got it wrong. Which one is it then? I don't know which one it is.
Probably D.
Is it D?
I don't, because none of them look like they can be right.
No, it's not D. It must be this one then. I thought it was. Okay. I got that one wrong. I thought it had to have the same origin. My bad.
So let's pull up that 8 picture again. I'll look this up.
Okay.
Okay, when you do an inverse, the AB becomes BA on the other.
Yeah,
Okay, so.
so it can't be.
Right.
It can't be. Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah. That it can't have the same origin. I didn't think about that till you said that. Because it has the same AB. I mean, the A is going to be the B on the other one, so that can't happen.
Yeah.
So that one's it. That one caught me by surprise. Oh yeah. Yeah, that one's put on there to intimidate you, to make you what? Go to the next one.
Right, that's what I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
that's what that one's on there for.
Because when you come to one of those, you go, I can miss this one.
Yep.
That's your first reaction.
But it's not difficult because all you got to do is take the log of both sides, and what does the variables in the exponent do? They come out front. And see, that's what they're trying to get you to learn. If you have a variable in the exponent, take the log, bring that exponent out front. That's what they're trying to get you to remember. Or you can just quit. Skip it. T is equal to T sub O plus parentheses T sub 1 minus T sub O. That times 6? Yes, it is. That's kind of weird looking. KT. All right, first thing I'm going to do is you can bring the TO over. So T minus T sub O is equal to, I'm going to bring that 6 over right here. I mean, I don't know if they do or not. Do they?
Well, can't you, go ahead and divide the T1, T0?
You have to do that too.
But the 6 is gonna be the log, so.
I mean, you can. Divided by T sub 1 minus T sub O is equal to 6 to the negative KT.
Then take the log.
Yeah, take the log of both sides. Log of T minus T sub O over T sub 1 minus T sub O is equal to log of 6 to the negative KT prime.
Since it's, exponential, would we use natural log?
You can use either one.
Or is that better?
Bring the negative KT out. And that's going to be, I'm just going to bring it out right here, save some room. That's all that log. Negative KT, and then divide by log of 6. So that's going to be log of T minus T sub O over T sub 1 minus T sub O over log of 6 is equal to negative KT. What are we solving for? T? So divide by negative K, divide by negative K over 1, so multiply by negative 1 over K, and that's going to give us log of T minus T sub O over T sub 1 minus T sub O over K log of 6 is equal to T. Now, there's going to be some variation of that because there's other things you can do. But that's the basics. That 1 over k could come out as negative, sorry. That negative 1 is up there. Negative 1 over k. So there's your negative 1 over k, negative 1 over k. What I don't understand, oh, I know what they do. They use the change base formula in the reverse. That's what they did. I'll show you. Look at the change base formula and do it in reverse. Let me make it smaller. So you have log base 10. So if I want to make it back, see this one's over this one, so I can use my change base formula and write it as log base 6, pull the negative 1k out. That's a constant, you can pull that out. And then you can say, okay, that's log base 6. I'm thinking, the log base formula says this: if you have log of b of some number x, then you can rewrite it as log of x over the log of what? B. All right? We have this, so we can write it like this. So what's on the bottom? Log of what? 6. So that'd be log base 6 of what? Of this. X is that. So that'd be t sub minus t sub o over t sub 1 minus t sub o. That should be your answer.
Then is,
Well, it's not this one, and it's not this one, so it's going to be either this one or this one. It looks like C. Somebody check to see if C is correct.
let's see, that's, oh, I see, the T1 is
Yeah.
that
Is that right? C. And we feel good about ourselves. So I don't have to put smokestacks on my truck. Next. 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 Rewrite. And what does that come up as? This one's real easy. What is it? Minus. Now just pick the right one. So take out this one. Take out this one. Well, it's not this one. So it's B. That's kind of one of those that you can't miss. Right?
makes up the initial term.
Yeah. Definition of a logarithm. Log base square root of 6 to 1296 is equal to 8. A to the y is equal to what? That's 6 to the what? Exponent over what? Index is equal to 1296. 6 to the what? And somebody take a calculator and raise 6 to the 4 and see what you get. And I think that's what they want, but I'll take either one of these answers. I won't take that one, 8 to the second. I won't take that one, but these two are the same, but I don't know what they want. So
They wouldn't take it over two because it always stayed.
yeah.
They weren't all the way down.
So okay, whatever. 6 shift up to the 4th is equal to 1296. Is that what they want? Another one, I gave you two, don't tell anybody. So somebody take the log of 18 and divide by the log of 2. What do you get? Give me 4 decimal, round to 4 decimal places. 4, 1, 6. Good job. Oh man, I should take these easy ones off. Graphic. Graph negative 3.7 to the x power. So you take your handy dandy calculator. Y is equal to, oh shoot, I gotta change modes. Function. There we go. Y is equal to negative 3.7 to the x power, and graph. Zoom 0. Okay, it looks something like that, and I'm going to have to zoom out because I have no idea what it looks like. There we go. All right, looks something like that. So I don't know how you go about drawing that.
Eventually zero.
Yeah. I guess water doesn't fill.
That's it. Put it on zero.
Okay, y'all figure that out. You have to. It'd have to be one of these.
Can you grab that line and turn?
What? What'd you say? Hit this one? Reflect over the x-axis or y-axis. There we go. Right? I don't forget what it looks like. Well, you got to move it. It looks like you got to move it to the right. You got to move it to the right one, right? Where's the vertical and horizontal shifts? Where'd they go? Okay. So horizontal shift of 1 to the right. And then this is going to be a compression. I'm trying to figure out. It's going to be negative. We got that, but the problem is it doesn't look. It looks like to me that it's being stretched along the x-axis by 3.7, right? I'm thinking horizontal stretch 3.7. Okay, it won't let me. Why did it, oh, negative. Okay, why did it do that? Okay, I'm gonna take that one off. Yes, go to the next one. And that's it. So the only one that I've got. Did y'all see this one in the homework?
They had some like it, but it's back to the drawing problem because it's so hard to do.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take that one off.
You can get all the other ones because it's easy to answer, domain, range.
Okay, I'll take that one off, and y'all have a good one. Let me cut the recording off, and